Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our step-by-step guide to facial in a box. I hope you've all received your lovely goodie, and if not, you can purchase it at our shop at tonicdayspa.co.uk. So today we're going to do a step-by-step. So let's get out our goodies and have a look what we've got. So first of all, and most importantly, is our step-by-step instructions. So you don't need me. If you want, you can just do this at home, following the instructions on the paper. We've also got, very importantly, 2 sponges. They may not look like it, but add these to water and they're going to pop and look like this. You have also got a large cotton bud, which we're going to use to apply our masks. A small spatula, so we don't have to use fingers. These are great for any pot products that you've got at home to stop you putting your fingers in, which contain bacteria and cross-contaminate. For later, we have our beautiful heating sleep eye mask, and we've also got a nice cup of green mint tea. Headband for you to use, but if like me you prefer something different, you can pop on a headband of your choice. And then last but not least, the most important are our beautiful image products. So we have our Ageless cleanser, which is going to be our number 1. So I recommend that you put your products in order, pop them down, let them rest a little bit, and then take the lid off. Hopefully they've all been the right way up, but if the labels were on the bottom, you would have been pushing them upside down. We then have our Ageless Total Resurfacing Mask. I love this product. I use it about 2 to 3 weeks in the shower as a really quick scrub, freshen, exfoliate, and just leave my skin for about a minute. So this is my hero product. We've then got our VITALC Hydrating Mask. Now this one's really good for those people that are dehydrated, and the hydrating overnight mask, if you're really, really dry, is definitely your hero product. We then have our anti-aging serum for after our masks. Our VITALC Eye Gel, which is beautiful and refreshing and reduces lines and wrinkles. And then to complete, we have our SPF 30. Now SPFs are really important for the day, so if you're doing this in the day, this is essential to make sure. If however you're using it overnight and you have a nighttime cream, then feel free to apply your nighttime cream. The other things we may need, well will need, are a bowl of water, unless you're doing this by the sink. Also a towel for you to wipe your hands, and if you're not fancying the tea, you could always have a glass of wine. So let's start. Ageless Resurfacing Cleanser. So now you'll see how a little spatula comes in handy. Now in most of these products you've got definitely more than 1, 2, some cases 3, but 1 to 2 in most cases. So my suggestion is wet our hands first. Let's make sure our hands are nice and clean anyway before we start. So a little bit of water onto the hand. And now I'm going to apply, so if you can see, I'm just literally going to use the tip of my spatula, and I'm going to use about 2 spoonfuls of my spatula. And we're going to foam that all up in our hands first. And I like to apply over the face. Let's not forget our neck. And then once you've started the application, you can then work it in. So, little things that we forget. Sides of our nose and in the crease of our nose, we get lots of comedones. The top of the hairline, we get grease from our hair. That's when people tend to get spotty. If you're getting a little bit dry, just a little bit more water. There's plenty of product on your hand. See? The sides of our face. This is a big place. When I had dermaplaning earlier this year with Natalie, I was shocked at how much dry skin had accumulated at the side of my face, even though I'm quite obsessive about work in this area. The neck. If I was doing this obviously in the shower, I'd be working down to my décolleté. But the neck is a really, really important place, not only to cleanse, but particularly to moisturise. This is where we show our age. And if you just literally dip your fingers in the water to get a little bit more water, you'll see that product goes even further. So we're going to keep working this in for 30 seconds to remove it. Don't go too close to the eyes. You can feel straight away this is quite a tingly product. These products are designed to de-glue the sebum and the dirt that's built up in our skin, to remove impurities, both oil soluble and water soluble, and to start the exfoliation process. The AGELESS range is actually based on retinol A. Although this product doesn't contain it, the range contains retinol A, lactic and glycolic acids. So if you really need to freshen up, you've got a lot of dull, dry, aging skin, then AGELESS is for you. Okay, so now grab your paper sponges, pop them in the water, and voila. And now you're going to do a really nice, firm removal of any facial products. If they're coming out quite dirty and I've actually already cleansed my skin today, then just put them back in your water, or if you're working by the tap, even better, just get nice fresh water. And if your hands are a little bit wet, just wipe them on that towel on your lap. Remember those sides again that we tend to miss, corner of the nose and underneath the jawline. Okay, so skin should be not too wet now. If it is, you can always grab a tissue, which I forgot to tell you to get, and you can blot to remove any excess water. So, product number 2. AGELESS Resurfacing Mask. Now, with this, you can either use your spatula, pop onto your hand and apply, or if you have a cotton bud, you can literally use a cotton bud. Now, look how much product I've took, not a lot at all, and I'm not going to dab it everywhere. I'm going to dab it around the skin. And just literally grab the second lot, and I'm going to work this into the skin. You'll be surprised at how far products go, and most people definitely overuse their products. Just need a little bit more. And just spread the product around. You don't need a thick layer. What you do need is a nice even coverage. Careful not to go too near those eyes. And I'm going to do a last little twist just to apply to the neck. And then I'm going to pop the pot down. See, I've still got a good half there. And then I'm just going to use my cotton wood to really work this mask in. Now again, this is our ageless range, so this is really exfoliating, brightening, and a lot of times with people, when their skin is quite dry, dehydrated, oily, spotty, it's because they've got a layer of dead skin on the surface that they don't ever properly remove. And that dead skin prevents the application of their products. It also makes them look dull and aged. And the more dead skin you've got on the surface, the less new skin you're producing. So if you're not exfoliating and stripping away that dead skin, then you're not stimulating your dermis to produce more collagen and elastin and something that we call hyaluronic acid, which are all the things that keep us looking young and healthy. Okay, so I'm going to work this in. You can carry on working it in 30 seconds to a minute. You can use fingertips if you want, but I tend to do a little bit of fingertip massage when I apply my VITALC. So, a minute later, we're rocking. So now we're going to use our VITALC mask, and this is going to go straight over the top. And this is the way that we work in salon. So we double up our mask, so you've got the exfoliation and then you've got the hydration, and also in our VITALC it's got vitamin C. So it's all about hydrating the skin, helping to reduce free radicals, helping to stimulate antioxidants. So beautiful range, one of our top sellers. Just here I've got a little bit on my lid, so that's the first place I'm going to go. I'm going to take that pipette off my lid and use up that product. No wastage anywhere, please. Now you'll feel with the first mask it was quite tingly. Could even feel slightly irritating for a second, but that's normal. But the VITALC, as soon as you start to pop this on, it's really going to cool down. So in this case now I'm just taking little bits because I want to layer onto areas. So I've taken enough to do the side of my face. Don't forget those lines there, get into there, give them a good hydration. And up the side of the nose. You'll see this product a little bit looser in its texture and a little bit more slip and glide, so it goes a lot further. Can you smell that lovely orangey fruity flavour? And that's from our vitamin C. And then last but not least, don't forget the neck. Neck is a very undertreated area. Lots of people that come in who've got fantastic skin and they've had Botox and spent loads of money, and they forget the neck, and they also forget the back of their hands. So that's always a good point. If you've ever got excess product left, if there's not enough for another facial, definitely start doing the back of your hands. Any moisturiser, any serums that you've got too much, back of the hands or down to the décolleté. So I am going to post a little separate video that's about facial massage, so you can watch that one at your leisure. But for today, we're just going to do a facial massage for 1 to 3 minutes with our VITALC hydrating mask. So I like to start off on the cheeks, and you'll feel those little micro balls that are in the Ageless. Now these are a mechanical exfoliator, which is very different to a chemical exfoliator. So they're going to be a little bit gritty, and we're going to work those in. Remember the side of the face. Now all I'm doing here is just using 2-3 fingers. I'm doing nice circular movements. Coming up the side of the nose, we just the index finger, working actually at the side of the nose and on the top, and all the way down to the tip. Don't forget the bottom, really working here. This is where we get our lovely frown lines. Now here you can do some zigzags. So again, opposite, 2 fingers, working up and down. Or alternatively, you can do your circles, the same as what we were doing on the cheeks. Don't forget those sides. And then don't forget to come over the top of the lid. And in that little furrow, there at the chin. And then we're going to work. So here I'm working flat hand, circular motions down the neck. And then I'm also going to work along the front of the throat. So I'm just doing a backwards and forwards motion. And right underneath the chin, you can do the opposite side. Okay, another thing that you can do is what's called depotonant, so little raindrops. This is really nice and quite soothing after you've been stimulating the skin. Okay, we're going to leave our mask to work for approximately 10 minutes after this treatment. So, just clean my hands in my water and dry. And now you have a choice. You could go and have a nice bath and lie in the bath and let the steam activate and moisten and soften everything. You could even go in the shower, but obviously try not to get your face wet. Or you could just lie down, put on some nice relaxing music, have your cup of tea if you fancy, nice mint tea, or you could use your sensory eye mask. So you can use this now to relax. If you're going to use this to relax, so they do say 20 to 25 minutes, but they do actually last quite a long time. So this might be a little treat to put on after you've finished your facial. I'm going to leave you for 10 minutes and I'll see you back in a moment. Hello, welcome back. So, mask should be quite nice and dry now, and it should have soaked into the skin quite a bit. So if you're touching it, there'll be no irritation and no product left on the skin. So we're going to remove using either a flannel that you can apply all over the face. You may have a cosmetic sponge, which are quite a nice use, or we've got air sponges provided in your kit. So for the first application, and again remember you've got your towel with you, try and keep your sponges so they're quite soaked. So if I actually wrung these out, you can see there's water dripping. So you want them a little bit moist, not too dry. I'm going to start by just pressing some of that moisture in to the mask. Because now it's dried out a little bit, we need to put a little bit of moisture back in, so we're not just scratching at our skin to remove it. Now remember, this facial is designed to brighten and hydrate. So you can see I'm a little bit red in these areas, but that's good. It's a good red. If your skin is slightly sensitised naturally, then we can bespoke a facial in the box for you. So now to remove, let's start from the forehead and let's come down. So turn your sponges over and just work into that hairline. It's locked down, so I've got a little bit of grey. I'm sure you'll forgive me. And let's move over the eyebrows if there's any product there. And then pop your sponges back into the water, get rid of any dirt and products already on there. And let's start again. Not quite so wet this time. So, let's start on the nose. Let's work out under the eyes. Not dragging too much into the eyes, that's definitely not an area that we want to irritate. over the lips. And don't forget to work in that little section of the nose there. There we get that build-up of dirt. And on the tip of the nose. And over the top of the lip. And then let's come down to the bottom of the face and just slightly into the jawline. You want to do a really nice, thorough removal. And around that lip area. And in those nice little crease areas, the side of the lip. And just notice how I'm just putting my finger in my sponge so I can actually use my finger to work in those areas. Clean our sponges again. And just with the one sponge, I'm going to work on one side of the neck and under the jaw. And then with the opposite sponge on the opposite side of the neck. And into the jaw. And then I'm going to work down. And then I like to just give them a nice soak, get some clean sponges out and just have a little bit of a wipe over one last time. Make sure we've removed all the product. We're not rubbing, we're just gently removing. Now, at this point again, if you're feeling a bit too moist, you can grab a tissue and we can just literally blot. And blot on the neck. I sometimes find when you have a facial that you feel really wet and a bit too moist at the end of it, but you have that nice blot in between. If you feel your skin now, oh, feel your skin now. Super, super soft and nice and dry and not too moist. I honestly can't tell you how amazing my skin feels. Although it's been locked down and I've been looking after my skin, it's been a while since I've done a full facial myself, and it's good to feel the benefit. Might feel a little bit dry, and some people you might feel a little bit taut because obviously we're doing an exfoliation now, but we're going to put all the moisture back in now. So our next step is going to be our anti-aging serum. I apologise, got mine a little bit wet. So, there's not loads of product in here like the other ones, because this one's a little bit more concentrated, but I'm only using about that much. Okay, so there should still be a good application left in. Straight in to the centre of my hand, and we're going to rub our hands together to activate it, make it go warm and create what we call slip and glide. So you'll be surprised how that much product is going to go really far. So let's rub it in. And now let's pat onto the skin. So I will do a separate little facial video if you want to do a nice facial massage at that time. But if you just want to do something nice and simple, then we'll just do some movements similar to what we did with our mask. So we're going to make sure the product's applied. So just use your hands to work around, down into the side, under the eye, into the crease of the nose, over the lip, and down into the neck. And then if you want to do any massage routines, we can do some nice circles all along the cheeks. You can work in the crease line. You can work over and under. And don't worry if your product's going in there, that's absolutely fine. This product is meant to sink in to the skin. Let's work down the jaw. Sorry, I meant the neck actually, didn't I? And then into the jawline. So we can do some things to stimulate our skin. So we don't need lots of product on. So just nice flicking movements just using my 2 fingers to flick and stimulate. Top of the eyebrow, it's a great place to do this. And then working up towards the forehead. You can follow this into the cheeks. Really stimulate the skin and boost that collagen and elastin production. And then particularly under the jawline, I'll do this just with one hand and then flip to the other. And then some little patting. It's a potent, we call it. So just pitter patter raindrops. And then we can complete that all over the face. Really nice, stimulating. Gets something called erythema, so that's bringing all the blood to the surface. Over the mouth. And then on the forehead. And just be nice to yourself. Let's work on the temple. And just do a few nice, calming circles. And just hold. So, hydrating eye gel. I love this product. I use the MASQUE. I did a little bit of a think about the MASQUE and what a difference it made to my eyes and how much more of a lift I'd got. I worked just purely on the one eye. So if you go onto Instagram, you can see my little before and afters. But in the day, I use hydrating gel. Now, in your hydrating gel, that is loads of product. It's going to last you for a week easily. So you're only going to use the tiniest amount. I want you to apply it to the back of your hand. So see what a little tiny amount that is, and it's going to go far, really far. So scoop up a small amount, so literally half, and let's pop underneath the eye and over the top of the brow. And now let's just work it in nice and gentle. So again, out, I'm doing out with pressure, and then nice and gentle. Minimal pressure both ways. And I'm going to come over the brow. Over the brow. Now the reason that we don't put product actually on our eyelid is it's really fine skin, and you can get little deposits of product that cause irritation. So no application of the lid. If you have an issue with your lid, come see Dr. Sarah. Her lovely aesthetic doctor. For a little bit of tapping under that eye now, you'll see that that product is still really moist. And tap around the eye. This is very gentle, very sensitive area. And I always like to get just a little bit more product. You can't even see it, can you? It's that little. And just work in that delicate crow's feet area. Okay, and then we're going to repeat. So, dab, dab, dab. And over the top. And we're going to go in and out. And then over the brow. And back to the corner. And I'm going to remember to do a little bit of extra on my crow's feet. And then we're going to do tap, 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 tap. Now, I still have product left. It may not seem a lot, but actually it's quite a decent amount. So I'm going to get that product, and I am never going to waste. So I'm going to use it, because around the lips is very thin skin, like around the eyes. And that's why we use different products on our eyes and also our neck, because the skin's a slightly different texture, so it responds and it needs a different molecule to absorb and activate. into that dermal layer. So, nice application. If you have problems with your lips, then the ORMEDICS lip solutions are brilliant. And the tinted one is particularly a favourite with the staff. And they actually plump up the lips. So if you find you've got slightly thin lips, then the ORMEDIC lips enhancers go and give you a little bit, not a collagen look, but a nice little bit of plumpness to them. And it can also help the tiny fine lines around the lip area. So, how are you feeling now? Nice and hydrated, eyes feel great. So, last part of our facial. So if you're going to sleep and you have a preferred night cream, then please feel free. You could use the MASQUE, or you could use your VITALC enzyme cream or your Illuma if you're more concerned about pigmentation. If you're going out and about, then we're going to complete our facial with our preventative. So this is our SPF 30. Again, quite a decent chunk in the pot, and we don't need a lot. So we've still got quite a bit left to use. So same with our VITALC serum. We're just going to do an application, rub together and pat. And then let's smooth that product in. Now make sure we're not going around the eye. We've already done that, so we're going to the cheek, to the eye bone, the orbital socket. Make sure we're going all the way down that neck, in that crease area. Make sure you're working around the lip. Don't forget those sides. Guys, you all know when you've been on holiday that you've forgotten your ears or the very top of your head, and that's where we've got burnt. So let's make sure we get those little bits in. And if you want, you can finish off with a little bit of tapping, a little raindrops, just soothing and calming and stimulating. So, I don't know about you, but my skin feels amazing. So, that's my facial done. I do like to mask about once or twice a week, but a facial like this about every 2 to 4 weeks is just what you need. So make sure you get one in before lockdown ends, or if you're watching this video when lockdown is a distant memory, then yay! And if you can't find time to get to us in the salon, then do your facial in a box at home. Any questions? Please feel free to email us. Make sure you watch the other videos that we've got on YouTube, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Hope you've enjoyed. Bye.